Before we start this one-shot qualifying, we'd like to give a big shout out to TTL F1 series sponsors for Season 10, WeakWiFiSolutions.com. They are a connectivity and gaming solutions website, and if you're gaming or streaming on a wireless connection, then they are the site for you. They advertise a selection of devices that can strengthen your internet connection and reduce lag and buffering for a better online experience. They have a decent selection of other gaming accessories such as controllers, headsets, steering wheels, and gaming routers, plus a link to pre-order the new F1 2018 game, as well as some other upcoming releases. Check out their website at WeakWiFiSolutions.com for more info, especially if you're on a Wi-Fi connection and want a stronger connection for your gaming and streaming. That is WeakWiFiSolutions.com, and we thank you for sponsoring Season 10 for TTL F1. I'm Zebra94 for TTTV F1, and we are here at the Bahrain Grand Prix for round 3 coverage. Again, 25% race, one-shot qualifying, so it's going to be really quick, really fast, really fierce. We saw some amazing racing on, what's today, Thursday? On Tuesday, as we get underway. So we're looking a couple drivers that we're kind of looking at. We're looking at Crazy Legs, Blizzard, Spike was up in there as well, and even Steph was also in the mix. So it's going to be really fun. It's going to be really fast as we pay attention to the drivers. We're just going to focus on one. We're actually going to focus on Spike, will be our driver to focus on for this one-shot qualifying as it goes around. Turn 3 route Bahrain. It's a track that's really hard on the rear tires. You can easily wear them out if you're not careful, if you don't have the right setup, especially in the ballast. So it's going to be, along with the camber setup as well. So there's going to be, as you see, Spike getting a little bit loose. It's features this kind of triple left-hander, very technical as he locks at the brakes and kind of runs wide, but he nails the apex on the inside and comes out on the second DRS. So we see that Blizzard is actually up in there. Pog, or Poe, I'll call him Pog, once again. This is my second time covering this series, this league, so please let me know either in the chat or also the drivers watching back on this on replay. Please let me know how to properly pronounce your name. And we have two drivers that have retired. That would be Steph92 and Damien B. Steph92 showed great pace last week, but looks like he was starting from the back of the pack at 18th as Spike comes around the last corner. This is one of those slow and fast out. Zexer as well, crashing out, and Blizzard will set the fast lap of 127.868, and he will be your pole sitter for round 3 at the Bahrain Grand Prix. So it's going to be very, very exciting, and we'll be going over the grid order in just 1 second. There you see the top 13. The weather for today for the Bahrain Grand Prix is going to be a nice, clear night. And then coming up next after this would be the Russian Grand Prix for round 4. And the weather forecast for that is going to be mostly cloudy for qualifying and then partly sunny for race. As we go over the driver standings, Blizzard leading just by 4 points over TTG Lambo, which there he is, okay. So Blizzard leading 40 points to 36 over Lambo, then Crazy Legs in third with 33 points, Spike with 25 points, Siege with 22, Sheo 20 points, Squeezy with 8 points, Mystery Man, did I say Ministry last week? I sure did, it's Mystery Man. In 6th place, Maze, tied with Ollie P with 4 points, Zexer 11th with 2 points, Weed Nation and Alan K both tied for 12th with 1 point, and then everyone else still has to fill out. So there's still some points up for availability. It is the top 10, I believe, for for this, so it's going to be very fun, very exciting. We'll be going over the constructors as well. Sauber is leading Haas, 58 points to 48 points, with Force India third, 36 points. McLaren fourth, 26 points. Toro Rosso fifth with 22 points. Ferrari sixth with 6 points. Mercedes seventh with 4 points. Renault eighth with 2 points. And Williams and Red Bull tied with 0 points apiece. So we'll be going over the starting grid for round 3 for the Bahrain Grand Prix. Starting on pole is VSR Blizzard. He has been proven extremely fast when in clean air, but proven a little bit having some trouble when he's behind someone, caught up in that dirty air. So we'll see how he does here tonight. Then we have Pog in second place in the Sahara Force India, followed by Lambo in third, also in the Sahara Force India. So Sahara Force starting second and third. Spike, he will be starting in fourth place. TTG Squeezy in the Haas, he'll be starting fifth. Maze, sixth position. Right behind him is Light E44, a strong run in China last week, but ultimately failed. I believe DNFing. Then we have Alan K. He's starting 8th. Sean, he was second reserves, but looks like he is in the race, starting in the Williams. Ollie P. He starts 10th. And then McLaren, Weed Nation 11th. In the Renault, Crazy Lakes 12th. And the Sauber Strong Run got the win in China on Tuesday. Then we have Blood and Sand in the McLaren. He's starting 13th. Pastels starting 14th, Plaster 15th, Damien B 16th, Steph 17th, and Zexer will be starting 18th. So 18 cars starting on the grid here tonight for the Bahrain Grand Prix as we wait for the cars to line up on their grids as they go through each other. And we're about ready to go. Green flag racing, once again 25% race distance. So it's kind of treated like a sprint race, but remember that the stewards are going to be a lot more hard on the drivers to prevent them from kind of treating it like a sprint race. Still treating it like a regular race. So here we go. 5 red lights for the Gulf Air Bahrain Grand Prix, sponsored by Weak Wi-Fi Solutions, and we are underway as Blizzard gets an amazing start, kind of squeezing off Pog there on the inside, but Pog still trying to go on the inside. It's going to be an amazing overtake as we got more cars kind of following in, going 3-4 wide. It's going to be a little bit of a touch, really pushing Blizzard outside as Pog defends off his teammate Lambo, and then kind of a little bit of a bump there that might have been a lag shot, but Spike going around the outside, squeezing. We got 2 cars. It looks like we have a Mercedes and a Sauber go around. Let's be Crazy Lakes and Steph. They're going to be connecting in the back, as well as Zexer. He's going to go up a couple positions with Pasella. Oh, Spike and a little bit loose coming out of 3 there. Or excuse me, turn 4, and Blizzard's going to be leading them through Sector 2. At the end of Sector 1, they're kind of going down there. We have a battle going on here. This is for Allen and Weed Nation. These are 2 teammates jockeying for the 9th and 10th positions as well. The Blizzard, as long as he gets into that clean air, is going to be, might as well be game over, but it's still very, very, very early. Lap 1 hasn't even been completed yet. It looks like Pog, he had to miss out on last week, but he is back for not only for himself, but also his team, as we ride on board with second place. Beautiful pink, blue, and white helmet from what I can see from this angle. Still in the draft. Hopefully no one leaves and we don't get that we don't get the glitch where the draft gets lost. It looks like Pog getting a beautiful run off the last corner. Blizzard instantly defending the inside of line as he sets the fast time, and there's the Pog trying to get the toe. Beautiful shot. We have 2 sets of teammates going at it into turn 1. Blizzard still leading. Lambo still in front of Squeezy. Beautiful shot from there. See the cars, looks like everyone kind of settling in after the second lap of racing. We're starting the second lap of racing, excuse me. Looks like Lambo kind of getting a better run through that right-hand hairpin, through the triple left-hander. It's one of my most hated corners, actually. As a driver myself, do not like this track one bit, and the corner is the reason why. And going up the uphill S is really hard on the rear tires. It looks like taking a bit of a different line. Blizzard took more of an inside line going up the first section, and the Air Force Indians took a more outside line. It looks like kind of even out a bit. As yeah, it looks like the drivers are just slowly kind of settling in. It's going to be interesting to see what Crazy Legs can do, as we're actually going to take a look back at him, because he has to make his way through. He's going to go on the inside of Blood and Sand. Crazy Legs, a race winner so far, won the Chinese Grand Prix on Tuesday for round 2. We have a car in the pits. It's going to be Ollie P. Must have some front wing issues, but now Crazy Legs defending from Blood and Sand as they go into turn 1. It looks like that Crazy Legs will have the better line around, and he is on a manhunt to try to get into the points, and he still has a good chance at it, depending on how his pit strategy goes. He did qualify on the softs, so he will start on the softs. Let's go back up to the top here. On board with Squeezy. Kind of overshot the corner just a bit. You want to nail that apex just right. You kind of want to swing out wide and really kind of turn in really early. Beautiful, like a really dark gray and black stripe around it. It matches the Haas livery perfectly. But still, we have a beautiful 3-car little train going on as Pog runs wide, and Lambo's going to sneak on the inside, and he's going to take the position from his teammates. Maybe that could have been Team Orders. Pog just knowing that he's a little bit slower than Lambo. This is definitely going to be a rivalry to watch for the rest of the season between Lambo and Blizzard. So it's going to be really exciting if Blizzard can even shake Lambo off. On that 4 of 14 now. Looks like Spike has slowly made his way into the picture, right behind Squeezy, and there's the light E44. Had a couple of DNFs on Tuesday. On board with the Sauber driver. Sauber is leading in the Constructors' Champion. It really goes on the inside, but loses it just a bit. Those curbs really kind of offsetting the bounce of the car. It looks like Pascal's is dropping down big time. It looks like he has spun out and lost part of his front wing. Where is he at? Oh yeah, around that tight right hairpin. So yeah, that can definitely catch you off if you're not careful. So expect him to go into the pits very, very soon. Let's actually jump down to Crazy Legs again, one of the drivers that we have to keep an eye on. We'll actually see in just 1 second. Someone gonna make a move on anyone? It looks like Pog took a look on the inside of his teammate, but that's gonna be a no-go as Light E44 goes into the pits, as well as Plaster. Weed Nation moves up. He's gonna go on the inside of, who's that? Sean. Yeah, that is gonna be a battle for 7th and 8th between Sean and Weed Nation there. We're going to go to the stop. See who has pit and who has not. So the bottom 4, 15th through 18th, has made a pit stop. Everyone else still needs to go in. So expect pit stops to be coming around right now. We're actually going to go back up to the top as Blizzard and Lambo. The lead has changed when we were watching other battles. That just kind of happened out of nowhere. So I do apologize for not catching that. Now Lambo is leading, getting a little bit loose, which got Blizzard get loose as well. As we look in the back wing, you see Blizzard really getting on the gearbox and going on the inside. Very close, beautiful overtake by Blizzard. Let's see if he can hold on to it. Looks like he does, and Spike slowly getting into the picture as well. The Air Force is running extremely close, but they have to be very careful like that. And oh, spiking a little bit loose and going into the gravel. That's going to allow Maze to go ahead and pass him. Yep, Maze is going to take 5th position. So I wonder what happened there. Looks like Spike kind of got a little bit loose coming off the right-hander, as Lambo is first of the leaders to go into the pit, so expect Pog to do the same, as Mays now goes up in a third place with Spike right behind him. Spike going on the inside, can he hold it? Side by side, looks like Mays just blipped the throttle just a bit, so show his sportsmanship, saying, yep, you beat me out of the corner, I'm not going to race you on the rumple strips, because that is just going to ruin both of our races. We're going to go up here between Pog and Blizzard. Blizzard's now back in the lead. I expect that to change, maybe Lambo doing the undercut. Which is very interesting, because actually Lambo got passed by Light and Squeezy, so my guess is that Lambo actually had to change a wing, maybe? So that's going to mix things up just a bit. Trying to see if any of the leaders have a front wing damage, and actually it looks like that Pog might have some front wing damage, I think. It's hard to tell. Looks like he does, but I don't think he does. Oh, left wing looks a little bit flatter than the right wing does. That's a bit weird. Any of the leaders going to go into the pits. Looks like Blizzard's going to take it as well, and so is Pog. Both the two leaders are going into the pits now. Will Spike follow? No. He would like to lead in clean air, as he is on the softs. Some drivers going in and making their pit stops right now. Mays and Weed pitting. Sean and Allen are decided to stay out, along with Zexer, who didn't have a great of a qualifying run, so he had to start in the back. 7 of 14. Just hitting the halfway mark. And looking at, and it looks like Lambo has passed Mays. But Pog and Blizzard really got out early in front of Pog. Looks like Pog had to change his wing as well, maybe. No, probably not, so. But Squeezy and Blizzard, they really set each other up as far as a team goes. So once the pits have all cycled through, Blizzard will be back leading, and Squeezy in second. The light E44, a lone Ferrari up top, could very well score a podium. I haven't seen any penalties as of late. Very spaced out. Looks like an average about a second apart, kind of towards the back, and then about 2 to 5 seconds up top. We're going to go up to Alan K, and these drivers are going to go into the pits as well. So Spike, Sean, and Alan are going to go in. What about Zexer and Blood and Sand? Zexer's going to stay out. He's going to lead a bit, and Blood and Sand's going to stay out as well. Last one with a 3-second time penalty, so there's your first time penalty. Where's Blizzard going to come out? He's going to come out safely ahead of Sean, Spike, and Allen. Looks like they're going to get shuffled all back down. Zexer with a 3-second time penalty. On board with the current leader for the time being. It's like Squeezy kind of taking his time, not really rushing to catch up to his teammate. He seems to be happy where he's at, really kind of helping his teammate in the process. Pog is slowly creeping up on his teammate, or not on his teammate, on Light. There's the Spike in the background as well. I expect these guys to slowly close in on each other, and Blizzard gets past Blood and Sand. Blood and Sand still needs to pit, so you know those soft tires are probably worn, so he has to be careful, especially going up those uphill S's. For whatever reason, well, not for whatever reason, for scientific reasons, the car accelerates too much. It just doesn't really add up. Car will easily snap as you go up the left-handed side of the uphill S's. So expect Zector and Blood and Sand to go and pit as Squeeze is going to get around him on the inside. Looks like kind of blocking So good thing Blood and Sand didn't go in there and made a quick decision. So Zexer pitting now. He's going to get shuffled down quite a bit, probably around 12th, 13th position. But Blizzard is now your new leader, and he's looking to hold on to it. As looking like Blood and Sand kind of held up Squeezy just a bit. But we're going to go on board with Pog, who is right behind the light, trying to get in a 4th place and potentially on the podium. And I'll be right back. Alright, we're back. Had to grab a charger from my laptop. It was about ready to die. So Pog's still on the attack of Light, and Spike is right behind him as well. And Blood and Sand going into the pit, so he's going to drop down quite a bit. And we have 5 laps to go as Blood and Sand gets a 5-second stop and go for speed in the pit lane, as Light defending the inside. It looks like Spike's going to try to follow through. Can Pog hold on to it? It's going to be a drag race down to turn 4. Looks like Spike kind of getting the better of him. It's Super Softs versus Softs. Spike going to have the inside line. And Spike makes the move. And he's going to get it done. Blizzard now has a 3-second lead over his teammate, and Squeezy has a 3-second gap from 3rd place. So it's all about the battle between 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th, as Lambo is right behind there as well. Passel's with another 3-second penalty. On board with Lambo. Side by side, Light doing a great job defending the inside. Oh, but Light going around the, and kind of shunts it out to the outside. Light will not have DRS, but the cars behind him will. Well, I think that might have been a double move, maybe? I'm not entirely sure. It was a little bit awkward from my angle as Light tried to go on the inside. Whoa! Ooh, 3 wide into turn 4, and Lambo going on the inside, but he's going to get spun around. We have a yellow in sector 1. Maze is going to go right through him. Ollie P might pass him as well, so Lambo going on the inside, but it proved for naught as he gets shuffled out of the way. Lambo should have took it very easy in there. He is 2nd in points right now. It's actually going to be quite a big shakeup as far as 2nd place and below, because Spike running won an amazing race. So he's currently in P3 right now. A good 1.5 seconds up from Light as Light goes on the outside, but quickly rejoins back on the track. That is rather dangerous. He's got to watch out for that. Slowly merge onto the track. You see Light really squeezing Pog on the outside, but still leaving him room enough to pass. As Lambo is trying to pass, or trying to get past Ollie P here, as we have 3 laps to go here at the Bahrain Grand Prix. Well, Pog is going to go on the inside. He's going to try to make an attack, try to make an effort. but slow on acceleration there, and Light getting the better exit out, getting the better traction. We go back to Lambo. Lambo going off the track. That's going to slow him down as well. So this Air Force India is having trouble getting off that really sharp right-hander than that weird kind of left-right zigzag section. Wouldn't really call it a chicane. I don't know exactly what you call that section, but yeah, you have to be very careful, as you will spin your back tires and crash into the wall. And again, just having a hard time controlling his car there. I don't think he has any wing damage from what I can see. No, he's good on his front wings, but just having a hard time really connecting his car together, as Pog's still trying to attack on Light. He's just a little under 4/10, now 3/10 to go up the hill. This is where the Air Force India has actually been excelling at, is going up the uphill S's. You see gain just a couple of tenths, but those couple of tenths mean everything. In the draft of Light, going to go on the inside, and he's going to try to attack, set himself up for the DRS. Beautiful cornering, but again, Light just getting that better acceleration out. Again, the DRS. 2 laps to go. There you see a Pog playing with his fuel mixtures a bit. Probably went into Rich, and it looks like Light kind of hopped the curb just a bit. That was a brave line that Light took there. He was right on the rumble strip the whole entire way, as we have a battle between Crazy Legs and Sean. Crazy Legs making his way back up to the top 10, so if he stays here, he will score points, and he's got a little comfortable gap between 11th from Alan K. So great job to him for catching up after a not so hot start. So he'll at least get a point where he's finished, but he knows he's going to try to go for a 9th position. But Pog is still on the attack of Light. It's a very ineffective DRS zone, I think. It's really too short to do anything unless you're really on the gearbox in the car in front of you. So taking the different lines, he goes outside to the first section of the S's and takes some more tire line uphill to set him up for this right-hander. It's very different lines. Again, that's where the Air Force India's really excel at. And as we are on the final lap, Blizzard is leading this by a mile. That's all about the battle for 4th and 5th right here. Going on the inside, he does have the speed. Will he make the pass this time around? Going down into turn 1. Pog out in front. He will not. Still a drag race. A little bit of a bump there. You saw Pog's hand go up in frustration, but Pog is going to get the pass on Light E44 now. As Crazy Legs and Sean, they're still battling it out for 9th and 10th. He's going to make the pass. It looks like the Crazy Legs he's going to get back up into 9th position. Yes, he will. So great job for Crazy Legs for getting just a couple more points, but we're going to go on board as Crazy Legs gets the 3-second time penalty, so never mind. Caution in Sector 1. It looks like Plaster spun around. Actually, Blood and Sand did. He's dropping a couple positions. Damien is in the pits as we follow Blizzard around, going around the last corner, and he will win the 2nd race of Season 10. Swerves back and forth. He's got plenty of time to do so, and he will win the Bahrain Grand Prix with Squeezy right behind him in 2nd, and Spike with his, I believe, his 3rd podium in a row. 3rd place, and Pog will cross the line in P4 with Light in 5th. So great battle between Pog and Light. Absolutely amazing towards the end. Shame for Lambo though, but he will finish 7th position with Ollie P8th, Sean 9th, Crazy Legs will actually get bumped down all the way to 11th, so he will actually not score points due to his 3-second time penalty. So unfortunate for him. So Alan will actually get the last point position. Weed Nation in 12th, Zexer 13th. Not the race he wanted to have, but he's looking to shake it off and recover for the next upcoming race with Pastels in 14th. Plaster in 15th, Blood and Sand 16th, and then Damien will be finishing 17th position. So an amazing Bahrain Grand Prix. Nice steady battles throughout, mainly with the top drivers and a couple battles towards the bottom. As we go to the podium celebrations. And this seems to be a very familiar sight for Blizzard, as he was a Season 9 champion and looking good, winning 2 out of 3 races so far. It looks like Haas looking to be a very heavy contender as well for the constructors, so it's going to be Haas versus Sauber, it looks like. This league's equivalent of Ferrari versus Mercedes. And there is your final standings with the fireworks going off in the back. Blizzard and Squeezy, Haas going 1-2, Spike and the Sauber finishing 3rd, and then we have Pog 4th, Light 5th, May 6th, Lambo 7th, Ollie P8th, Sean 9th, Alan 10th, Crazy Legs 11th, Weed Nation 12th, Zexer 13th, Pastels 14th, Plaster 15th, Blood and Sand 16th, Damien B 17th, and Steph all the way down in last position. So I'm pretty sure Steph didn't want that for himself, but he's looking to recover and regroup for the race coming up in just a moment's time. So we're going to take a quick break. We'll start a new stream up in just one moment. So thank you for joining us for round 3. And we'll be back with round 4, sponsored by Weak Wi-Fi Solutions. Thank you very much, and we will see you shortly.